Why do the nations rage and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. They say, "Let us burst their bonds asunder and cast away their cords from us." Here, in the heart of human history, a great rebellion is brewing. From the bustling streets of ancient cities to the secret chambers of power, a defiant cry rises. Kings and rulers, representing the might of their nations, gather in a grand conspiracy. They look to the heavens, not in worship, but in defiance. Their plan is audacious, to break free from the authority of the Creator himself. They see God's laws not as a loving guide, but as chains to be shattered, as ropes to be cast off. Armies gather, flags are raised, and the air grows thick with the tension of human pride, challenging divine sovereignty. It's a dramatic scene of uproar and revolt, as humanity, in its fleeting power, dares to raise its fist against the eternal throne. This is the age-old story of a world straining against its maker, a futile struggle born from a misunderstanding of true freedom and power. But while the earth is in turmoil, the perspective shifts dramatically. He who sits in the heavens laughs. The Lord holds them in derision. From the chaos of earthly rebellion, we are lifted to a place of absolute peace and overwhelming majesty, the throne room of God. Here, there is no panic, no concern. Instead, there is laughter, not a sound of cruel mockery, but the sound of divine perspective. It's the profound, unshakable reality of the Creator looking upon his creation's futile attempts to overthrow him. The sheer absurdity of it all. From this cosmic vantage point, the grandest human empires look like specks of dust, and their most defiant plots seem like children's games. Brilliant, unimaginable light radiates from the throne, a symbol of pure holiness and ultimate authority. This scene powerfully reminds us of God's complete sovereignty. The combined might of all earthly powers is nothing before the one who spoke them into existence. His throne is unshakable, his reign eternal. Then he will speak to them in his wrath and terrify them in his fury, saying, "As for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill." The divine laughter gives way to a voice of terrifying authority. Sky darkens, not with the gloom of rebellion, but with the awesome power of divine judgment. Thunder rolls, not as a random act of nature, but as the very voice of God speaking his decree. His words are not a suggestion, but a declaration that cuts through all human pride and plotting. He announces his own plan, his sovereign choice is, and our focus is drawn to a specific place on earth, Mount Zion, the holy mountain. It begins to glow with a divine presence, transformed from a simple hilltop into the very seat of heavenly authority on earth. Here, in the face of all opposition, God installs his chosen king. We witness a coronation unlike any other. Crown is placed, a scepter is given. This is not a king chosen by men, but the king appointed by God himself, establishing his rule right in the midst of a rebellious world. I will tell of the decree. The Lord said to me, "You are my son.
What?
Today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your heritage, and the ends of the earth your possession. You shall break them with a rod of iron and dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel." Now the newly crowned king speaks. He reveals the divine decree, the intimate promise from the Father. "You are my son. Today I have begotten you." This is the heart of the psalm. We witness a moment of profound relationship, the foundation of the king's authority. He is not merely a ruler. He is the son. And with this identity comes an incredible inheritance. He is only to ask, and the nations, all of them, from one end of the globe to the other, will be given to him as his possession. His dominion is universal, absolute. He holds a scepter of iron, a symbol of unbreakable strength and righteous judgment. Before his authority, rebellious kingdoms are as fragile as pottery. They will either bow to his rule or be shattered by their own defiance. This is the ultimate power, given by the Father to the Son. Now, therefore, O kings, be wise. Be warned, O rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you perish in the way, for his wrath is quickly kindled. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. The psalm concludes not with destruction, but with a final urgent call to wisdom. The warning is clear for all the rulers and peoples of the earth. Recognize the reality of God's anointed king. The path of rebellion leads only to ruin. So, what is the wise response? To serve the Lord with fear, a deep, reverent awe of his power and holiness. And yet this service is not one of grim duty, but one of rejoicing with trembling. It's a joyful submission to the rightful king. The command is to kiss the Son. This ancient act of homage signifies loyalty, reverence, and personal allegiance. It is the turning point, the choice between life and death. For his wrath can be kindled in a moment, and those who continue in their pride will perish. But for all who turn, for all who place their trust and find their safety in him, there is a different outcome. There is peace, joy, and security. There is blessing. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. Thank you for watching. If this message resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the depths of Scripture.